So, Fable 4 got delayed. The game was announced in 2020 and it already has been 5 years since then. And the game was pushed even further. And usually it is a bad sign, but I'm actually pretty positive about the game. However, there are some concerns that I think have to be discussed. So, let's talk about Fable 4, what is good about the game, and what issues should be addressed for the game to be good. First of all, I want to say the words of appreciation concerning the game's visuals. I mean that they decided to make realistic graphics. No cartoonish veilguard and avowed BS. Even though it could have been more forgivable for Fable to be cartoonish. However, as I said earlier, I'm glad that we'll have realistic graphics. Because 1, it looks better, and 2, it is not like cartoonish graphics equals more frames per second. Second of all, the combat looks quite good. It looks action The Witcher 3-like. And I like it. The Witcher 3 combat was fun. And not only that, but the gameplay looks nice in terms of how finished it looks. Yes, in the last trailer it was noted that it is a pre-alpha build, and some people got upset because the game has been in development for at least more than 5 years. And it is still in pre-alpha. But it actually looks like they took the delay time to actually polish the game and not to make the game. In my opinion, the gameplay and animations lack some special effects, some sparks, blood, etc. It looks too clean right now, but I think there's a lot of time to fix it. I say give them time if they need it. Some people say that they moved the release because of GTA 6. However, I think that GTA 6 is gonna be released in 2026 as well. So I think it is not that. They just need more time and that's okay. And because there is still time, I think that there are issues that need to be addressed. Because of my positive attitude towards the game at the beginning of the video, you might think that I'm a big fan of Fable franchise, and maybe I have played Fable when I was a kid. But no, I have played the first Fable like 2 years ago, when I was an adult, so I don't have the nostalgia for the game. And I didn't particularly like the first Fable. Not that I hate it, don't get me wrong, but I see how if I would be younger, I could have liked the game more. And that's why the title of this video is Fable Needs to Grow Up. Because the audience of the game has changed. Because not only the Fable fanbase grew up, but the entire gaming industry did. Nowadays, the primero and the biggest gaming audience with the most purchasing power is 18 to 35 years old gamers. Not 12 years old like it was in 2004, when the first Fable was released. So, because the audience grew up, the game has to grow up as well. And by grow up, I mean that the tone of the game has to be more mature. Primarily the humor. It was too childish. Yes, sometimes childish isn't a bad thing, but childish is a spectrum. For example, in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, we were able to paint some sausages on a bull, and it is a pretty childish thing to do. But as I said, the childishness is a spectrum, where painting a bull is more mature, humorous and fun thing to do than kick a chicken. And I know that kicking a chicken is the thing, and stuff like that. I see how it may be present in the game as a memento of the previous games, but the game's humor and the tone of the game shouldn't be built around stuff like that. It won't suffice the gamers nowadays. I mean, like, farting emotes probably made you laugh when you were a kid, but when I was playing the first Fable for the first time, I was cringing a lot. So, stuff like that should be left in the past for the game's own sake. Now, before we move on, I have to kindly ask you to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. I make videos on a broad variety of video game topics, such as objective avowed critique, top 6 games to be excited about, and a discussion on why Skyrim is still popular. Now let's get back to the topic. As an example that what I say is the right thing to do, I want to bring up Harry Potter universe. Harry Potter books and Harry Potter movies both had a tone shift. I guess majority of people have watched Harry Potter movies, so you'll probably understand what I'm saying. The first movies are more of a fairy tale, bright and shiny. The scariest thing in the first movie was a two-faced man and a three-headed dog. The Prisoner of Azkaban, the third movie, was already a lot darker than the first 2 movies. The fourth movie, The Goblet of Fire, already had straight-up horror elements in it, like for example, the rebirth of Lord Voldemort. Yeah, that scene was not for the kids. I think you got the idea. The tone of Harry Potter got a lot darker and more serious with every movie and every book. It was growing with its audience. In my opinion, the most right opinion in this galaxy, if Harry Potter wouldn't grow up with its audience, it would stagnate. It would be a classic story where the beginning of the show is good, but it doesn't progress, and eventually it stagnates. So the main takeaway point is, it is not only okay for the media product to grow up with its audience, it is necessary. And I wanna say, I'm not making these arguments in bad faith. I'm not trying to ruin your childhood memories and stuff like that. I want the game to be good. I want you to enjoy the game. And that's why I want to bring my perspective to the game. The perspective of a person that doesn't have the nostalgia, and the perspective of a person that played Fable as an adult. And you may ask, can Fable not transform and remain a game for kids? For nowadays kids? I don't know if you have noticed, but kids nowadays don't play games like Fable. They'd rather play some gacha games like Roblox. For a game to be for nowadays kids, it has to be like that Skyrim brainrot video, with Skibidi, Gyat and Rizzlers. So Fable to be successful have to become more serious and more mature. Actually, serious fantasy open world RPG is the easiest way to success. I don't know more easy way to success than that. In any other industry, the path to success is always hard and unpredictable. In video gaming industry, to become successful, you just need to do a serious open world fantasy RPG, and you are at the top of the world. Yes, you might say, but you need a big budget for that. True, but look how much money the industry spends on games that are bound to be born dead. Just imagine those $400 million that Sony wasted on Concord would be invested in the development of a serious open world fantasy RPG. It would be a game of the decade. I mean Skyrim, The Witcher 3, Baldur's Gate 3, Elden Ring. And even though it is not fantasy, but you can count in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It is actually pretty close to fantasy because almost all fantasies are based on medieval Europe. So I would count Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 in that list as well. Actually, I want a fantasy game from Warhorse Studio. I think it would be fun. So yes, I hope Fable will pick up more serious tone for the game. And the last thing that we're gonna discuss. I hope for character creation. I guess no rational person would argue that the MC in the trailer looks kinda ugly. And whether you like it or not, majority of people don't like to stare at something ugly for a long period of time. And if you disagree with me, try to remember, when was the last time you created an unattractive and ugly character in a game with character creator? Unless you did it for fun just to laugh, like for example, you could do absolute monstrosities in The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Otherwise, I bet you didn't. So don't come here with your hypocrisy. I mean, do a character creation and make the trailer MC the base MC. You know, like there's a base John and Jane Shepard. But you can customize the character. I think it is a good compromise. By the way, the face model of the MC is better looking than the character in the game. So that is saying, there is no reason for the MC to look the way that she does. And that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and tell me in the comments, do you think Fable should grow up? Or am I mistaken? And check out my other videos. See you later.